Yo, yo, it's time to discover the flow. Shout out to the bros. You know, I like to welcome everybody to discover the flow. No matter how you discover the show or discover the bros, now you about to see how far we can go, because it's time for discover the flow. Yeah, cowabunga do. You know live is how we come to you. Turn the levels up when you hear the boys coming through. The Pod Squad giving you just what you need, hitting you with a new special guest every week. Don't you dare hit skip, man, it's Tristan and Kip. DTF Pod about to take you on a trip. Mega Ran bring the heat, yeah. But be clear, I wasn't even supposed to be here. Welcome to Discover the Flow. No matter how you discovered the show or discovered the bros, now you about to see how far we can go, because it's time for Discover the Flow. Let's start the show.
How's your day going today?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Went to get an oil change, you know, exciting stuff. Looked
Good
at
old
some
domestic
refrigerators.
Getting your domestic life on, right?
Yes. What is your what do you guys do during the day?
I am a forklift driver on a regular basis, and
Amazing.
my hobby, I will say, as I've spent 25 years as an independent wrestler as well.
Oh my God. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And
Yes.
I work in IT.
It's
Okay. Okay. And so how do you guys know each other?
We've been friends.
we actually
20
trained
plus
together
years.
when we were teenagers.
As wrestlers.
For wrestling, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you
I'm
decided to
not-
start a podcast?
Which I'm not allowed to compare to stunt work in any way, shape, or form.
Why not?
I was told that because
I
I was.
said
That's
so.
just what Kip told me. He told me, "Don't do that today." He said it's not the same thing.
It's not.
So
It's not.
So what I
You
do
don't get
is
dropped
called
off when you
improv.
wrestle. When you wrestle, you do not get thrown off of a 30-foot building or 30-story building. Stunts are a lot more dangerous than what you do. Just saying.
Listen, if they paid me enough, I might consider it. I'm just saying.
That you know, a lot of stuntmen are ex-wrestlers.
That I do know. That I did.
See,
before.
I could see that. I could see that quite a bit. I remember years ago, inebriated at a party. Me and a buddy of mine decided that we could be stuntmen because we're wrestlers, and decided to throw ourselves down the stairs to see if we could do it safely. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, it didn't go well?
No. We were very young, very inebriated. It was not a good decision. So
Yeah, it's
a
better
good
to
story,
do that when
though.
you're sober and getting paid for it.
yeah, probably. Yeah. So so I'm doing some research for this and everything. You know, I know you were born in Germany, correct?
Yes.
How much time did you spend there? Because like I know sometimes, you know, you'd be born somewhere and then boom, you're just out the door and somewhere else right away.
Yeah, so I spent the first 3 years of my life there, and then we moved to New York, and then when I was 12, we actually moved back to Europe, but we moved to Switzerland. And then I was in Switzerland until I graduated from high school.
And your dad is Spanish and your mom is German?
Yes. Yep.
Interesting. And how many languages do you speak? I think it's, what was it, 4, right?
Well, I mean, German and Spanish, a little bit of English, and I used to speak French because I studied it for 6 years in school, but then, you know, I never used it, so I kind of lost it. But I feel like if I moved back to France, I'd pick it up pretty quickly.
A little bit of it's one of the, I got to imagine it's one of those things that if you don't use it, you lose it type thing.
Yeah. And the
Yeah.
German and Spanish I use every day with my parents, so I don't lose those.
Right on. So you kind of caught onto the acting bug pretty early with plays and stuff. How old were you when you started doing stuff like Return to Neverland and The Nutcracker?
So those were in elementary school. So, but it was I mean, every kid kind of has to do the school plays, you know? So it wasn't really a conscious choice.
Was it one of those things where like they had too many kids and you got to be like Bush number 2 because they had to make up parts or some crap?
Well, I think in I mean, kind of. Well, I think for the Peter Pan one, I'm pretty sure our entire grade had to do that, and I think I was like Morning Glory or something. For the Nutcracker one, that was because I did ballet before I only had time for gymnastics, and I was one of the ballet reindeer, like prancing across the stage. But then after that, you know, there was many years where there was no performing happening at all in my life other than gymnastics. So I would have never guessed that I was going to be an actor when I was little.
So how long did you do gymnastics for?
All the way through college. I started when I think I was 3 years old, right when we moved to New York, and I started at a local YMCA there, and then I did it until I was 21.
Wow. My niece was doing gymnastics for a long time, and she was in South Carolina, North Carolina, ranked. She was actually ranked in gymnastics, and then decided to quit. So,
how old were you when you quit?
14.
Okay.
So she did it for about 7 or 8 years, I think, and she just decided she was done. She doesn't need to do it anymore. It's a shame, but
yeah. I mean, I think at that age, right? If you don't love it, and you know, it does become a huge part of your life. Like in high school,
Right.
even after school, I would have to take the train to the gymnastics club, and then like on the weekends go to competition. So it's a huge.
I think she just burned herself out is all it was, because she's been doing it constantly for like 7 years. And I think she just got to a point where she's just like, I'm 14. She's a teenager. She just wants to do teenager things.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So.
Yeah, I mean that happens. My son was very similar with swimming, but he was an amazing swimmer, but he just wanted to do it because he loved it. Once he was pushed to like, hey, why don't you compete? He lost interest. He had he doesn't care about medals or trophies or anything like that. Like he just wants to do something just because he loves it.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
So from gymnastics to a stunt woman, how does that transition even happen? Like, was stunt work ever in the dream? Like, was it ever something that was even in your line of sight? Or
absolutely not. I mean, once I decided I wanted to be an actress, that was when I was in college. And I mean, I guess you hear of stunts. I mean, I wasn't familiar with it at all, but I thought stunts. I thought of stunt men. I thought it was guys crashing cars or whatever, which, I mean, of course it is that, but I never thought it was something that was going to be in my world. And then because I was a gymnast, so after college, I moved to New York City and went to drama school, and I didn't have an agent or anything. So I was like scouring the internet for auditions. Like I'm talking Craigslist and like all these websites, wherever I could. I'm lucky to be alive. And like, so one of the
you got to watch out on Craigslist,
right?
Especially back in the day.
Like
That
I got some
you could have
decent
gotten
stuff
some
off of
acting
it.
jobs you really didn't want from Craigslist.
No, I
Yeah.
think I got some legit. I mean, none of them paid a lot, but I got a couple real.
Just saying, if you walk in and all there is a desk and a little black couch, get out. Just go. Just leave.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think I was not sure how or why, but I guess I was self-aware and smart enough to kind of be able to pick out what was real and what was not.
Yeah.
But so then the very first job I booked as an actress, they specifically were looking for a gymnast. So the only reason I got an audition was because I have this gymnastics background. And I booked it, and they flew us down to Mexico. It was a commercial for Sony Ericsson at the time. I guess they don't exist anymore, but they used to make cell phones. God, I'm dating myself. But so I booked this commercial, and
I used to have a beeper, so don't feel bad. I know how you feel.
Okay, now I feel a little better now. Thank you.
we grew up in the heyday of pagers and
We had landlines,
prepaid cell phones, and
Hey,
things
my
like
parents
that, so.
still have a
Yes.
landline, so there's that. So I went to Mexico to shoot this commercial, and it was boy meets girl, and they meet, and then everything. It was kind of like Inception, like everyone starts floating and flying through the air, kind of thing. And so we did all this practically on wires, and some of it I was jumping on a trampoline and flipping, but yeah, the majority of it was wearing a harness on wires. And I got home from that job, and like a light bulb went off, and I was like, oh my gosh, this was so fun. I think I just did stunts. Like, if this is what stunts is, I want to do this all day, every day. And then that's when I then started researching it and found out like, well, how does this work? Okay, well, the stunt coordinators are the ones who hire the stunt performers. And so I made a little video reel of like behind the scenes videos I had taken in Mexico of me on the wires. And I put it together with videos of me flipping around at the gym. And then I just started sending that out to stunt coordinators, hoping they would hire me.
Forgive me if this is a stupid question or not, but I'm like, I just got to imagine that there isn't. I know there's acting schools and everything like that, but is there anything like that for people who want to pursue stunt work?
So there is, but you have to be really careful about who's running them, because there are some schools or classes taught by people who run these classes to make money because they're not getting work as stunt people. So, and the good stunt people are always working, right? So it's kind of a catch-22 of like, you gotta be trained by the right people. And sometimes people who are always working, they will take the time to do like a workshop here or there. But I learned all of my stuff on set. Like when I knew that I was going to get into the business, and I moved to New Orleans to try to get in because of there was a big tax incentive at the time. And so all the big movies were filming there, and I found a local stunt community, and they took me under their wing, and we would just train at a local gymnastics place every week just for fun, just to stay in shape. And then they had already been working for a few years, and then I would ask them questions, but like most of the stunts that I did, I would learn them on set the first time.
Yeah. What's prep for something like that? Yeah, like, what does that even look like? Like, you have a big stunt coming up. Like, how do you prepare yourself mentally and on top of physically?
Well, mentally, I think that
I mean, that's going to
preparation-
depend on the stunt itself, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think that kind of is just already ingrained in me in the like 20 years of having done gymnastics. Like, you know, you're going to have a physical job to do, and you have to be, so I have turned down jobs before because I know, or I don't trust myself to do it, or I don't want to do it, or I don't think I can do it. So if I've accepted a job, I know that it's something I can physically do. And I mean, mentally, it's just you have to trust your mind and your body that it's going to do what you've been training it to do. And if it is something physically specific, then you can train for it in the weeks leading up to it. But I guess it's just kind of generally, it's like the life of an athlete, knowing that you're about to go perform a routine.
One of the things you mentioned just a couple of seconds ago, you said that if they're good stunt people, they're always working. All right, for the most part. Like, yeah, that's kind of a loaded way to start the question, I know. But what is it that makes somebody considered a good stunt person as opposed to, I mean, obviously, if you're good, you're getting work, and because people like working with you. But what is the difference between a good and a bad stunt person, I guess? Like,
yes. Well, I will
like
add
I said, it's a loaded question, I know, but
no, it's a valid question though. But I will add a note to that the last year or two have been really hard and really slow for everyone here. And even those people who were quote unquote always working it has also been slow for them. Like post strike, and even post pandemic, it has been harder. And this year, especially, I've noticed like, oh my gosh, there's so many of us who are not working. So
there was a huge slowdown there for
and that's
time.
mostly because a lot of the work went overseas and to London and Europe, but so yes, I partially take that back. But to answer what you actually asked, I mean, the first part of it is just the physicality and performance aspect. Like, can this person perform the stunts that they're being asked to do? Will it go well? Ideally, the first time. If they have to go multiple times, it's hopefully not because of what they're doing, but it's because of, they need to get another camera angle, or the lighting was off or something. So it has to be someone who is consistent at performing whatever they're asked to do. If it's a stunt with an actor, it has to be someone who knows how to make something look intense and hard, but they're not making contact with the actors, or if they do have to make contact for whatever reason, I don't know, if they're like pushing them or shaking them or something, like there's ways to do these things in a way where it looks like you're doing with a lot of strength and intensity, but you're not. So it has to be able to work well with actors. Is on time, is not annoying on set, like is just someone who's not going to complain. I mean, a lot of being a stunt person is just, you're being hired essentially to do things a lot of times where it sucks, and you're in really cold water, or you're in the mud, or you're working all night, and it's just half of the job is just not complaining. And then of course, like, you're not an asshole, Wait, am I allowed to say that on here?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want.
Hey, watch your fucking mouth.
Yeah, we don't talk that kind of shit around here, all right?
Sorry, Mom and Dad. Yeah,
That's
but like,
weird. I was going to show this to my mom and dad before you cussed. Now I can't.
Damn it. Oh, there I go again.
I know your mom. That doesn't fly with
No.
me, sir.
That wasn't. No.
But yeah, it's like, it's like no one wants to work with an asshole. Some assholes
No.
do get work because they are very talented at whatever they do. But after a while, it's like, if you have two people who are at the exact same skill level, if one of them is an asshole and the other one is not, who's going to get the job?
Yeah,
Right.
Exactly.
So, and then some of it is just luck, like if you're an average height white man or woman, there's a lot of you. So what sets you apart? Why are you going to get hired versus the other 5 that are standing behind you? So I was lucky in that respect because I'm on the taller side. So there's not that many tall stunt women.
No. I got to imagine too, sometimes it's like you said, as far as luck goes, you just happen to be the same size and same, physical shape as the actor or actress that, they're looking for.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So what would you say has been, as far as your stunt work, maybe your most challenging stunt to date, or maybe your most dangerous? Because I know you said you've turned stuff down before. So I want to see like where your limit kind of is.
Well, that has definitely changed as I have also gotten older. Like, so in my early 20s, I did a
You're
car
falling
hit.
down the stairs drunk years.
I did a stair fall, for example. And like now, if someone's calling me for a stair fall, I'm probably going to be unavailable. Like, it's just, it's like been there, done that. Like some stunts are just, even doing them safely, it's just gonna suck. Like, it's just gonna suck. And I guess it's like, let the young kids do that, let them put in their time. Car hit, same thing. Like with a car hit, there's so many things that are out of my control, like the driver, the speed he's going at, and a lot of people get hurt on car hits because it's hard to control them and how and where you're gonna land. So like, I don't need to do car hits anymore. Fire burns, I never wanted to do one. And then I got a call. Well, I booked a role on a film where I play a witch who gets burned. And the stunt coordinator, who I knew, called me and asked me, like, well, do you want to do this stunt or should we get a stunt double for you? And I thought to myself, well, if I'm ever going to do a fire burn, this is the time to do it because I'm doing it for my role, not to double someone else, but I'm doing it for myself, which means they can also get like shots of my face doing it. And so I felt very safe with him. I've known him for like 10 years at that point. And so I decided to do the fire burn. But same thing with that. It's like one and done. I don't need to do that again. There's too much, like, especially now.
It's kind of great when people are willing to do that, though. Like when you do your own stunts like that and you can physically see on camera that it's the actual person doing.
Yeah.
Like that's amazing. Because I remember, I know Kip did too. We grew up in an era where like it could be a woman, like an actress is doing something. And they cut to the stunt person. The dude looks like The Rock in a wig.
Yeah.
Doing the stunt for her. Like it just takes you completely out of it.
Yeah.
One of the greatest examples of that, I think, was the joke that played in Spaceballs when they do a dive through a door and the bad guys surround them all. And everybody that's standing there, including the one in the dress, has a mustache, cigar hanging out of their mouth. Like it's just, you got their doubles. It's just
yeah.
kind of a great moment.
it's a kind of a classic thing it's fallen by the wayside in a good way, but I do occasionally miss that going like, oh, that's totally not that person. No way. You know?
I mean,
Well, the
you can
best way to
still
tell
do,
is by
you can
looking
still
at
do
their
that.
hair, because like
Yeah.
they usually put a bad wig on us, so the hair
Because
is
you're
like
only
the
gonna
best way to
gonna
tell.
be on camera for a fraction of a second. So
Yeah, yeah.
good hair doesn't.
One of my
isn't
all-time favorites is in The Princess Bride, because it's my all-time favorite movie. And when Buttercup pushes Wesley down the hill, and then she dives down the hill after him because she realizes it's him. When they're going down, it's clearly Buttercup is a dude in a dress, and he is very unattractive.
much broader shoulders, much more muscular build, very obvious.
Yeah, it was definitely not Robin Wright.
Well, and so they have in recent years, there's been a big push to like, you're not allowed to do that anymore. It has to be the same sex, has to be the same race. So they have to make every effort to find someone like that. And if they can't find someone, then they can go to the next best doubling option.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So you talked about fire burns and things like that. Obviously, it's a dangerous business. There's always an inherent danger in stunt work. What kind of injuries have you sustained, or have you sustained? I mean, I can't believe that you went through this long without actually getting hurt at least once.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a lot of like big black and blue bruises that take like weeks to go away. I've had a couple nerve injuries where you like cut off or hit the nerve, and then nerve injuries also take like a long time to get better. Sprains. I remember once on a movie called Looper, I sprained my thumb, and it was really gross. Like I would try to lift up a glass of water, and my thumb would just like bloop, like just go down with the glass.
Oh,
yeah, that was pretty gross.
That sounds painful just thinking about.
Yeah, it was not fun. And that one was totally my, I was pretty young then, and I learned from it. It was the scene where the house explodes and Emily Blunt and Joseph Gordon-Levitt like run out of the house and jump off the porch. And I was holding him, and I had my hand like around his arm, as you would normally do with your thumb opposed to the rest of your fingers. So doing stunts, you can never do that. Never keep your thumb separate, because then when we landed and I was holding the stunt double, he kept moving and took my thumb along with him. So like you always got to keep your thumb with the rest of your fingers. Take notes for your future stunt career.
Yeah. Because at 45, I'm going to go be a stuntman.
At least she's talking to us. At least she's talking to us. So you've done a lot of work in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as well. I know you've done stunt work. Correct me if I'm wrong. I should say as Gamora, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So what else have you done throughout the span of the movies? I see you were in Captain America, the Brave New World, a couple of the Ant-Man movies, both Endgame and Infinity Wars. Like nothing that's going to get the Marvel snipers, putting that red dot on you right now. Because we've talked to a few people who don't want to go cross that line, but like, what can you talk about?
So a lot of the ones you were talking about, I did what's called ND stunts, which is nondescript stunts, where, for example, in Captain America, you can see me in a couple of scenes. I was in the White House when Harrison Ford gives one of his speeches. Then I'm just like a Secret Service agent behind Anthony Mackie. And then shit starts hitting the fan and everyone starts running around. So they need stunt people there as those people that are in and around the action. Then same thing, I'm in the Rose Garden when that whole press conference or whatever is happening, and I'm one of the reporters. So a lot of times it's kind of like being a glorified extra because you're just like, you're there with all your friends,
but they need you there in case they need somebody to get thrown or moved or something.
Yeah,
like
and people do, it's like people do like start running and chairs get pushed over and you get pushed and thrown around and yeah, so a lot of times it's stuff like that, and those days are just super fun to do.
Yeah, I gotta imagine you want to have professionals you can trust that as opposed to your average extras who are just used to standing around the background. You want somebody like you that if you got to run or jump over something or do something, less chance of that person getting hurt.
Right. And also, like, extras are not allowed to do stunts, so anything that does involve like running or pushing or physical contact with anyone, that's considered a stunt. So we would be in there. I mean, they are allowed to do just like basic running, because I went back before I started my career when I was an extra. I did do some running as an extra, so so Spider-Man, I got to hang off a helicopter.
Oh, I was going to get to that one. Trust me. I have heard about that one. I don't know if it's true or not, but hanging from a helicopter, swinging around with Spider-Man, either yelling or possibly cursing in German.
Yes. So this was for, oh my gosh, I think Spider-Man Homecoming.
Homecoming, yeah.
And the scene was supposed to be in Germany, and Spider-Man like is picking up these people at a party and just kind of swinging through downtown Berlin, kind of showing off. And I was supposed to be one of these girls at the party that he picks up. And so because it was in Germany and because I speak German, it was like a selfie scene. So I was actually holding the camera in my hand and holding on to Spider-Man with my other arm, and we were just swinging around.
Now, when you're doing that, the person in the costume is another stunt person, right? You're not doing that with Tom Holland, are you?
No, that was not Tom Holland. I think.
Okay, I was gonna say,
insurance-wise, would probably not be allowed. I mean,
I know he's very athletic and he does a lot of his own stunts and stuff like that. But that one, I'm like, there's no way.
No, I think hanging off a helicopter is probably a whole new insurance level that you're not going to let your lead actor do.
See, I always wonder about that, especially in this day and age where over like the last 10 years, Tom Cruise has kind of become famous for the insane stunts that he gets away with doing. I'm like, how the hell does he even get cleared to do that? Like, I'm like, is it because of his superstardom? Is it because of his connections with certain affiliations? Like, I don't.
If you have Tom Cruise money, you're paying to do your own stunts.
Yeah, if you have that much money, like, there are no limits. And also, he's one of the producers on the film, so
yeah. I didn't know if Scientology was stepping in and going, "We'll pay for it. It's good." I don't know. You don't know. You never know.
I mean, someone's paying for it. But then, for example, he did get hurt. Remember when he like broke his ankle and they had to shut down?
Yeah. Yes, jumping from building to building. Yeah.
So that then costs millions of dollars because you're shutting down.
If I didn't know better, I'd think the guy secretly had a death wish and just wanted to eventually all of us to see it.
I mean, I always say, like, if he weren't an actor, he would make one hell of a stuntman. Like, I have seen him do crazier stunts than any other stuntman I have seen.
Yeah, the one where he takes off on the plane and the thought that they did that like 10 different times is just wild.
Yeah.
So if you're doing just a kind of curiosity going down this rabbit hole here. If you're doubling someone specific, like for instance, you doubled for Gamora in Guardians of the Galaxy or in Endgame or whichever movie it was that you did that. But if you're working as a double for someone specific, how much do they actually allow the actor to do before you come in and take over?
It really depends. It depends on the project. It depends on the actress. Yeah. So it's like there have been days where I go to set and the actress does everything. If it's like sometimes
that's gonna be a long, boring day.
There's a lot of like standing around and waiting. But if that's the case, if she's completely doing something, then I am still there to help her through it or give her some knee pads, or I'll do it for her and then just to show her, and then she'll step in and do it. Just talking in general, not like Gamora, I was actually one of her additional stunt doubles. So she had 2 other doubles who did all her stuff. I was just there for like one small thing on each film. But yeah, I've had different experiences, and it also just depends on the actress's abilities and what they want to do. Some are like, yeah, I want to do this, like show me how to do this, and some are like, nope, you do all of it. Thank you for being here. Like, good luck.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, like, somebody like Zoe Saldana is very, very athletic and very able to do things. She's very capable.
Yeah.
Because of her, I know she has a ballet background and things like that. She can move. She knows how to do things. So it just was kind of curious. I was just kind of curious as to how far they let people go, if there's actually just a set limit, or if it depends. You know, it's a depending.
I think a lot of it, the stunt coordinator will decide. Or for like, I was doubling an actress who was pregnant. It was very early days, but it was like a simple, easy thing, wearing a harness and just getting lifted up into the air. And she really wanted to do it. Like, and he was like, no, absolutely not. You're pregnant. Like, no question. And that being said, I think she probably could have done it, but it's like better to be safe than sorry. So
at first, when you said she was pregnant, I thought that was like part of the role. I didn't know she was actually pregnant.
No. She was pregnant in real life.
Because I was picturing you with a fake belly on doing stunts. I was like, that's amusing to me. I like that.
Oh, I have done that before, actually. Have worn fake bellies. Yep.
Oh, I know you've done work also on stuff like Sleepy Hollow and The Walking Dead and stuff like that. And so, I mean, obviously, another part of your job is getting the hours and hours of makeup done. And I gotta say, the succubus looked amazing. Like that was crazy. Like we were looking at some of the photos earlier, and that was fantastic. Like that's got to be a 6-7 hour day, like just for the makeup alone, right?
Oh yeah. Thank you. That was, they did such a good job with that. So it was 5.5, 6 hours just to get that on. Then you have to work like an 8-hour day, and then it takes. They got it down to 2.5 hours to take it all off.
Jeez, that is a long day.
Yeah, so it was
and I got to imagine they're often doing touch-ups and stuff throughout the day as well, right?
Yeah. And that one specifically had like the mouth. It was like I had an extra lip, like bottom lip, which came out, and so it was so hard. Like I had to eat with like tiny little spoonfuls, like shovel it into my mouth. I had to drink out of a straw, and still like sometimes food or something would like get stuck in between my like fake lip and my real lip. I felt so bad because then they'd have to come and like touch it up, and I'm like drool is coming out. It was Yeah.
Well,
But
yeah, because there's no way they're going to take the time to remove that prosthetic.
oh,
and
no,
put
no,
it
no.
back
You're
on.
in that. You're in that
Yeah.
all day.
You're zipped in and you're stuck.
Yeah, yeah. That was a week and a half we did that. Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah. I want to ask you about something just because I don't know what it's from, and I want to be able to watch it because it was such an amusing clip that I saw. There was one when I was doing my research. It was a gunfight, and the music that was playing in the background was "Spirit in the Sky," and I couldn't stop laughing because you suddenly get domed in the forehead, and it cuts to this actor going, "Well, that's a shame," and just marking you off a list or something like that.
Yes.
I was cracking up. What is that?
So that is a movie called Mr. Right with Anna Kendrick and Sam Rockwell. The dude
Okay, I'm already sold.
crossing my name off at the end, that's Tim Roth. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like a fun, it's very quirky action romantic comedy where Sam Rockwell basically plays a hitman and Anna doesn't really know, and it's a fun watch.
I think I've seen part of that. That sounds familiar. That does.
Yeah, Sam Rockwell's one of those
that
actors that all you have to do is say his name, and I'm like, I'm in. I'll watch it.
Great.
Yeah, that guy's fantastic. It's like him, Terry Crews, and a few other people. You just gotta throw their name out there, and I'm like, I'm in. Let's do this.
Yeah,
you know?
he's pretty
So
great.
you did some work on probably one of the most prolific TV series in recent history with The Walking Dead.
Yes.
How was that experience? Because I've heard mixed things about the experiences with people on the set, but what was your experience like working on The Walking Dead and, playing the
I
characters
always
that you were
had
able to do?
The what? Sorry.
Playing the characters that you were able to play.
Yeah, I always had a great experience on it. Everyone was very lovely. The catering is great. They had the best chocolate chip cookies. Like they would make them fresh, like multiple batches every day. And the last episode I got to work on was a very gruesome death in the series, but I mean, I guess at this point it's been a couple of years, so it's not really a spoiler.
Right.
So I got to kill someone who people did not like, so that was excellent for me because then people loved me.
Right.
But so when we were, and I'm talking character wise, like the actor is amazing, he's super sweet. But so when we were filming this, I had turned into a walker at that point, and they had this like special prosthetic piece on his neck that I was supposed to bite into, and that was going to start spewing blood. And it was one of those things where, again, it was like, try to get it right on the first take, because if you don't, it's going to take like an hour and a half to reset this whole thing. And that's just like time you don't necessarily have. So I was putting the pressure on myself. No one was explicitly putting that pressure on me, but I knew it was there. And that's why I knew I wanted to get it right on the first take. And because it was such a big gag, all the important people were there watching, and yeah, it went great, and everyone was happy.
Yeah, I gotta imagine that's got to be a lot of pressure because, like you said, they got to redo the prosthetics, they got to clean up, change their outfit. You're burning daylight.
Yeah,
that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure to put on yourself.
Set dress has to come in and make sure everything's put right back where it was when they first started.
Yeah, and like clean up all the blood from the ground, and yeah.
Right. So what do you do when you're not working? Like, how do you relax?
Well, I do like to travel a lot, and I guess that's not really relaxing. But
Hey, some people think that it is. Like, I'm very relaxed when I travel. Kip, until he
Not
gets
so
through
much.
security, he's a bit of a panic, you know? Once
I-
you through
it's not a
security, you're
panic.
good.
It's not panic. It's anxiety. There's a difference.
Leave me
between
the hell
panic and
alone. Don't talk to me. I'm
anxiety.
busy. I'm focused.
but then like when you're where you're going, can you
Oh.
relax?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
By the once
Yeah,
we're
so-
sitting in the terminal, and I don't have to worry about making my flight or getting through
And
security.
we're
or
watching
anything
people
like that.
scatter from mice or rats.
Ugh. Chicago Rats. That was fantastic. That was always that's going to be a forever memory. But yeah, no. Once I get to the point where I'm in the terminal and I'm sitting at the gate, I'm good. I put in
Okay.
my headphones. I'm off in my own world then.
Good. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. So yeah, so I do like to travel. Also I have, my family is all across the world and my friends are too. So that's always a good excuse to travel. But I love just staying home, taking a bubble bath, watching a movie or watching a show. I like to eat, so I'll go out to eat with people. Yeah. I don't know. I don't it's weird because like when I'm not working, I feel like I have so much stuff I need to take care of at home. And I'm like, how I'm so amazed that people have like 9 to 5 jobs all day, every year, and then still manage to like live an adult life, have a clean home, and take care of all the things they need to do. Because like if I'm on a job and I'm working, I'm like, I'll get home and I'm like, just go to sleep.
Yeah, there's always that anxiety sometimes when you're at work and you're like, oh, I could be accomplishing so many things if I wasn't here.
I mean, it's worse when you're slow.
Be sitting on your couch scrolling through Instagram, because then sometimes I find myself doing that, and I'm like, "Damn it! I had so much stuff I wanted to get done today."
Right? I
should be doing laundry. I should be doing dishes. I should be cleaning the house, but I'm sitting here doom scrolling.
Oh.
That's the best part about laundry, though, because you can just throw it in and then be like, "Well, I'm doing laundry right now," as you're scrolling through your phone. You know,
that's true. Thanks for the validation.
I'm trying to help you out here.
I appreciate it.
So you've worked with the likes of Nicolas Cage, Sam Rockwell, Tom Cruise, Stallone, Pratt, Gerard Butler, all these different people and everything. Of all the sets and everything that you've been on, all the people you've worked with, what do you think has been your biggest takeaway from all your time as an actress and as a stunt woman?
I think it goes back to the golden rule of just treating everyone like you want to be treated, treating everyone well, and just with love. Like my favorite people to work with are like that. I mean, it really the lead in the movie and their attitude and the way they work and the way they interact with everyone sets the tone for the entire project, for the entire day, for the entire rest of the crew. And if that person's an asshole, everyone's day is going to be a lot worse than if that person were not an asshole.
So you've been working on film sets for a long time now. You've had many years in the stunt business and in acting. Do you still get starstruck when you meet certain people? Do you still does that still happen to you?
You know, I mean, I can very clearly remember it happening like 3 times. The first time was the very first movie that I got my SAG card on, where both Nicole Kidman and Nick Cage were there. And these were like 2 actors that I had grown up watching all their stuff and loving. And then I went on to do like 4 more movies with Nick Cage. So I was only starstruck the first time. Then the second time was with Tom Cruise, because he's like the reason I think that, I mean, he's like the biggest action movie star in the world. Arguably.
Yeah, he's on a level of his own.
Yeah. And it had been like such a dream that I'd been like putting out into the universe to work with him. And then it suddenly happened. And I was like, oh my gosh, here I am. But then it goes away, you know, then you're like, okay, I'm like working on this project with this person. And so I don't get starstruck with actors anymore. The third time, though, was when I was working on the Hunger Games, and Lenny Kravitz shows up because he was in that movie, and that's different. I don't know, for some reason he's not an actor. He's like a freaking
Lenny
rock star.
Kravitz. That's Lenny
right.
Kravitz.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, he's a musician. He's an actor. He's done some stuff. He's a musician, actor, all around badass. He's a sex symbol. I mean, everybody around him is just yeah. No, I would understand that.
Swagger, like, yeah.
It's guys like that. They got that style, like him and Prince. You know what I mean? He's like the more manly version of Prince.
Yeah. Yeah. But I guess everyone else now, it's like I also like any I guess if you would call them movie star. I know someone who has worked with them, and I have heard stories about them. So they're not these like, I don't know. I guess it's kind of,
it brings them back down to a human level.
Yes.
Almost.
Yeah, they've been humanized.
And I'm not
to you
saying
already.
like I've heard bad stories. I mean, of course I've heard bad stories about some people, but it's just like hearing stories about them as colleagues of whatever friend I'm talking to. It's just, yes, it brings them down to a human level because they're a colleague of this person. This person has worked with them, and yeah, so it's
we as human beings tend to venerate those people that, you know, we put them up on a pedestal,
right,
and make them almost unattainable, and having them come back down, and they are just normal people. Yeah, they're normal people that make a lot of money doing a really cool job, but they're still just people. You know, they get up, they go to bed, they get up in the morning, they have breakfast, they put their clothes on, pants on one leg at a time, hopefully. You know, it's just, I've gotten starstruck before too.
They just all do a nicer version of what you do, you know.
Yeah, they just do it in a bigger house. That's all, with nicer clothes.
Right, and with a little more money in their bank account, like
a lot more money in their bank account.
Yeah, but I think that's also just an important way to see life and remember that, like, we're all just human beings. No one is better than anyone else. I mean, of course, some people are just criminals and murderers and rapists, but we're not talking about that. Like, all humans are
better than them
in the world.
Like, we're all just people.
Well, it's been a fantastic time talking with you. Can you let everybody know where they can find you on social media if you'd like?
Yes, I'm pretty much on all the things under the Elena Sanchez, which is kind of obnoxious, but there's a lot of Elena Sanchez's, so I somehow had to differentiate.
But you are the
yes,
Elena Sanchez.
That's right. So yeah, find me there. I guess I'm probably most active on Instagram, but I'm trying to be on the others too.
But we know that's where you doom scroll. You've already
Yes.
told us that one.
Yes.
So,
Telling you all my secrets.
but what we're gonna do to actually wait, I forgot. I had one more question for you. Sorry. I don't know if you can even say this or not, because again, there might be the Marvel snipers. Have you working on any of the upcoming stuff?
The upcoming Marvel stuff? No, it's all moved to London.
I knew it was in London. I just didn't. I know they've already wrapped on Doomsday, and they're in post production on that. And then in February or March they're going to do Secret War. So I didn't know. Figured I'd ask.
Yes. Yeah. But if I was on them, I probably would not tell you. But no,
Sneak.
I did just this morning though announce a new project that I'm a part of.
Was that? Oh, I saw that. I saw that announcement actually. Go ahead. Do you want to tell? Do you want to tell what it is?
No, you can say it because then I won't get in trouble.
Apparently, they are making Jumanji 4.
Oh, I knew about that one. Yeah, because they The Rock and Jack Black's characters come into the real world out of the game or something like that.
Yes.
There you go. Right on. Excellent. I actually like those movies, so I'm down for that.
I like them too, and so I just rewatched the original as well because it's been like 30 years since it came out. But like the 2017 and the 2019 ones, I love them. Like they're so funny. I'm like laughing out loud through the entire thing, and yeah, I love the concept.
I like what they did with the juxtaposition of a female character being played by a very large, angry-looking man.
Yeah, it's such a fun concept. Yeah.
Well, we as we like to say, we're not very good podcasters, and we don't know how to end this thing. Horrible. So what we do is we steal from someone who's already done it better than us. So there's a questionnaire that was invented by Mr. Bernard Pivot and perfected by Mr. James Lipton from inside the Actors Studio. And Kip, why don't you take it away?
Short answer questions or long answer if you choose to do so. But just what is your favorite word?
Love.
What is your least favorite word?
Hate.
What sound or noise do you love?
Oh, the ocean off in the distance.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Someone snoring right next to me.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Oh.
These are some good questions, actually.
I would love to be a singer if I actually knew how to sing, which sadly I don't.
Okay. What profession other than your own would you not like to attempt?
Any kind of surgeon. I can't cut people up or animals.
Creatively, what turns you on?
I think passion for passion for whatever project we're making. If I see that passion in you and why you want to make this, it's very infectious. Like I'll be right there with you.
Okay. In the same vein, creatively, what turns you off?
Assholes.
That covers it for me too, I think. What is your favorite curse word?
My favorite curse word, the only one I've said on the podcast, because I don't know that any other ones are appropriate, so I'm just gonna stick with asshole.
There's no such thing as appropriate with curse words. That's why they're curse words.
Yeah, we say whatever the fuck we want here, so that's just
yeah.
I don't curse a lot.
We get a lot of people that say the C word, but it's got to be done in a British accent.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever used that word at all.
Yeah.
Maybe I just haven't had a reason.
Okay, and the last question that I have for you: if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Welcome home.
I like that.